Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And we got another hot one for you. But before we get into all of that, you know what time it is. Zoe's got some shout outs.
Yeah, shout out to all the listeners. We appreciate you. We love you. And we love all of your support. All of your support. And that's all I got. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, this week we are talking about addiction. So strap in. Let the Kings talk about it. All right, good people. Hey, welcome back, man, to another edition of Kingly Conversations. And it probably turned off, Calvin. So the camera probably turned off. So we're gonna just roll without it.
That's why the fan on, ain't it?
Yeah, we're just gonna roll without it today.
You hot, ain't you?
Yeah, you hot, ain't you? Hey, listen, you know who it is, man. It's Alan. Every single week, that's who I am. You know, the same guy I was last week, same guy I am this week. The bearded nomad.
Yeah, what up? It's your boy Twine, a.k.a. Hey, ask about my podcast, man. You know what time it is. Yes, Lord.
It's your friend, your mentor, Calvin D. Hill.
All right, so real quick, everybody, we're going to be talking about addiction.
Why you gotta have the long sound effect?
We're going to be talking about addiction. And, so, I mean, and the reason I brought this topic in is I think a lot of the times when people think about addiction, they only think about addiction from the standpoint of somebody being addicted to drugs or alcohol or something else, or, something similar. But you can be addicted to really just about anything. And the only question is that addiction positive for your life or negative for your life, really? Because, people that, some people would say that people that have to go to the gym all the time are addicted to the feeling they get when they go to the gym. Right. So, and the question then becomes, is that a positive or a negative? Because I just think that addiction in and of, we always use it in a negative connotation, but addiction in and of itself isn't necessarily negative. It's what you are addicted to that makes it positive or negative. So anyway, that's why it's in here.
So what's your addiction?
Oh, I'm addicted to a lot of stuff.
I just asked you a question, and you just gonna.
Well, and you say you're not gonna use your.
No, you can use. I'm just saying.
No, because
I'm just not limiting it. A lot of times we limit it to addiction being negative.
Right, but the definition of the state of being compulsively committed to a habit or practice, to something or psychologically or physically habit forming as narcotics or such like everything else you said. But to me, the compulsive nature of the addiction is the problem. It's like you can't overcome the urge to do whatever it is you're addicted to. That to me is somewhat the issue. Like you said, some things are maybe negative, some may be positive.
Like so I will tell you one thing I know that I have an addiction to.
Okay.
And the only way that I can fight this addiction is if it ain't there.
Oh, I got one.
Oreos. Cookies.
I knew it. Oreos.
If it's Oreo cookies around, listen, every Oreo in the vicinity is in danger.
I knew it.
They are all in danger. You got to call the Oreo cookie police because if they are around, they going to get ate.
Nope.
If I buy a pack, listen, I have bought a pack, like the 3-row pack. I have bought a pack of Oreo cookies in Pennsylvania and ate all of them before we got to Ohio.
Time out.
So
So
it's like every time I walk past the package, they call him.
So if I come in here with a pack of Oreos, you almost break out into a cold sweat.
It is it is going to be everything I can do to not eat them Oreos.
Oh my God!
Everything. It's going to take every ounce of willpower I got to not
Calvin, let me get an Oreo.
Not have one.
Let me yeah, like
and don't let them be double stuffed.
Y'all got them more than balls?
Don't let it be double stuffed.
Don't let it be a double stuffed pack.
Y'all got them more than red balls?
Excuse me, Mr. Bailiff, man.
It's a funny addiction, but it really is a problem.
No, but some people have serious.
They got serious addictions
problems.
And listen, Oreos can do you in. If I was diabetic and I had the same problem, it would be a problem.
Yes, it would. Absolutely, it would.
Amazing.
But I just wanted to give people an example of something because you asked. That's what is my addiction. That's one of my addictions.
Yeah, we joking and we making light of it, but there are serious issues out there, and people with serious problems being addicted to substance abuse and different things. Where were you headed for this one? This is your topic, right? All right. So
where I was headed was what I said in the beginning that because we know those things that the substance abuse and things like that are addictions.
Right.
But I don't think most people think of, I can't stop eating these Oreo cookies as an addiction. But it is an addiction based on the definition of addiction.
That compulsive.
Right. Based on the definition of addiction, it is also. And so the question that I often ask myself is, what am I addicted to? And does that serve me well?
Well, okay, so my
because like I said,
I got one. No, that's real. I got mine.
Earlier, prior to the conversation, Zoe was talking about he knows somebody that's addicted to pornography, and I think a lot of people are addicted to pornography. The question is is that detrimental to your life? In everybody's individual situation and situation circumstance is going to be different there, because if you are, it depends on your life on that and whether or not that addiction hurts you or not.
Right, it's the compulsive nature. But again, I always say this: it depends on your lifestyle principles and what you value. So everybody kind of dictate their own stuff. For me, if addiction to porn would be a problem for me,
right,
that would be a big problem for me. My addiction is my wife. That is my compulsive. Like, nobody has a problem with it but her.
What?
No, that's real. That's real. Because it goes along the lines of what he said, pornography, but I'm talking about in the aspect of sex and marriage. That would be my quote unquote addiction. That's my wife. It's a healthy addiction because that's who I want to be with. So in that aspect, like you said, everything doesn't have to be bad, but it could be a potential issue if you can't manage it under a compulsive nature.
Yeah,
that's the thing with what I'm talking about.
And because we can use because Zoe brought it up prior to the start of the thing, because we can use pornography, there are people that have such a compulsive addiction to pornography that they miss work, they miss events, they miss all. They miss stuff.
People have these.
They're late
issues.
to stuff. They leave early because or they in the middle of an event they got to go to the bathroom and all.
That's the thing.
So that is an addiction.
It's the compulsive nature, like they can't uncontrollable, that they can't manage it.
Gotcha.
That's the problem. That's where I would say you seek help. Look for help somewhere. Seek a professional.
This is where we would need a sponsor.
Yeah, definitely.
But we are sponsored by nobody.
Right.
Not a nail, nothing. Not a nail.
That's where the YouTubers be like, that brings us to a word from our sponsor. Such and such and such and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought I was gonna say somebody, didn't you? I ain't. You ain't paid us.
Ain't.
And didn't.
How does addiction affect your daily life?
Well, and that's just it. So in terms of that's why I was talking about the pornography, because it can affect you there. But any of those addictions could. I mean, Oreos are not going to affect my daily life anywhere outside of having extra pounds and sugar level being high. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that doesn't, which is again why I intentionally the way that my willpower, the biggest willpower I have is not putting myself in a situation where I have to have willpower.
You
because
said not putting your say it again.
not putting myself in a situation
where
where I have to have willpower.
I have to have willpower.
Right. So I just don't like. There are even when I was single, there are people just like, look, I know I can't be around you
Okay, because then you need willpower.
because then I'm gonna need willpower, and I don't, nope.
Nope, I ain't gonna deal with you.
So
Got it.
I'll see you at Starbucks,
Okay. Okay.
but no, I ain't coming to your house at all.
Right. I get that. That makes
And
sense.
that could be, and then I'm telling, because and so, so that is my willpower, is not putting myself in positions where I have to exercise that willpower.
That's good. That's a boundary, but that's a boundary.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got. There you go. I'm good with boundaries.
Right.
Boundaries keep you safe.
And they do. They do.
Zoe said he got guns. He don't need boundaries.
Zoe don't use
And by
boundaries.
guns, I mean
what?
biceps.
Zoe don't need boundaries.
I do have addictions. I have problems with
All right.
with certain things. I'm addicted to, I'm what you would call a gym rat. I need to go to the gym because for me, it's my therapy, and I'm addicted to it. I love the feeling I get when I'm working out.
I see.
Lifting the weights that bend the bar.
When I'm tricepting pulling the whole rack.
Oh, you on the whole rack?
I'm on the whole rack, bro.
Oh no, we can't have that.
I'm not doing this with them.
I got the perfect form. I kind of bend and I stretch it out and I keep it slow and tense, bro.
We cannot have that.
I'm not doing this with them.
I like deadlifting 405 pounds. I like squatting 405 pounds. I like benching.
Jesus is Lord.
I love benching. I love benching close to 300. I'm working on that. What else? So I'm definitely, that's something that that's an addiction that I don't, if Lord willing, I would never give up.
So here's now I will say there are some things that have protected me from addiction, right? Because I do know people do get addicted to alcohol and what we call illicit drugs. The problem I always had with alcohol was I really never liked the taste of it. So that kept me from even being able to go down that direction, because I've never had a taste for it. Like it's not, the taste itself is not appealing. And so for some people, it could be the same way with like pornography or something else, or Oreo cookies.
But I think for for a brief period, alcohol was a numbing agent to help me deal with some of the things I was dealing with.
Now, if alcohol tasted like Oreos,
oh my God, you'd be addicted.
Done.
Oh, have mercy.
I'd have been in the coffin years ago. It really is a problem. I'm not saying this like it probably might sound funny to y'all, but
I get it.
I really got a problem.
I get it.
So in regards of addiction, there's things that I knowledgeably, consciously avoid because I know I have addictive personality traits.
Like what?
Drinking,
okay.
smoking, things of that nature. Also, in doing research in my DNA and finding out where I came from, apparently that was a thing. So with that being said, do you think addiction is hereditary?
I think you can be predisposed to certain things, because a lot of people like to taste the alcohol. I just don't.
And like Calvin, or like you said before, all addiction is not a bad thing. So not just the bad, but just across the board, addiction, is it hereditary? Or can it be hereditary, do you think? Something that can be passed down?
Yeah, I think some things are passed down.
Like what, Calvin?
Lord. I think some things are in your nature, and that we lose the ability to manage it. That's what leads to the addiction. The compulsive behavior. I off the top of my head, I can't think of something. I'm trying to think of something constructive that you may be. Being organized.
Okay.
Like OCD.
Yeah.
Like everything has to have a place and be put. that compulsive behavior of lining everything up perfectly.
Structured,
I
regimented.
mean,
all the
that's an
above.
addiction. No, it is, because sometimes it's compulsive. It's like
When you get anxiety because it's not in order, or you feel a need that it needs to be structured a certain type of way, and yeah, I get it. Yeah, so some things can be hereditary.
You don't know my life.
Get out my mailbox, preacher.
You don't know my life.
So I have a bar at the house, and as far as having that discipline or that what did you call it before? You said something as far as withstanding your
willpower.
Willpower. Okay, so my willpower in having that bar. Now, if I was a younger me, I would never be able to keep nothing in that bar because it would be gone. Out of there. But now I barely even touch it, bro. Maybe once a month or whatever. It's not really a thing that I go to anymore, because the addiction was I feel a certain type of way. Okay, I need to drink.
I think there's a line. There's a fine line between that compulsive behavior of addiction and that structured habit. Because
addiction is addiction.
Yeah, but there's a line between where you cross over into addiction behavior like that. Like I said, I keep saying compulsive.
I understand,
because for me, a lot of things it's not out of compulsion. It's
well, that's coming from somebody who is addicted to doing it. You're speaking like somebody who's addicted to doing something and trying to explain around it.
So if
it's
I
okay,
don't,
Calvin.
No, if I don't, somebody told me if you're addicted to something, it causes you pain when you don't do it. It causes you emotional, or physical, and it wasn't.
Who was
it
this
was
somebody?
This was years ago. I forget who told me that, but they said. Think about it that
Was this
way.
somebody a professional?
Anger is
they were psychologists or something. They had a degree in it or something along those lines.
I'm just making sure.
They had some.
Look, I'm just making sure.
I got a question.
The dude on the soapbox on the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they had some credentials.
Okay.
So when you say emotional something, it affects them, correct?
Emotional something.
I don't know what he said, because I'm just baffled by what he's trying to explain around. So with that being said, anger is an emotion, correct? Frustration is an emotion,
but it was pain. It was a distinct discomfort.
I don't
right,
agree
but
with
this
that.
is where addiction is.
I don't agree
and
with
this
that.
is where a lot of people don't see it. When you don't sex.
I'm listening.
When you don't have sex, do you have pain? When you don't have it in that compulsive moment, is it painful? When you don't have a drink in that compulsive moment, is it painful? When you don't eat Oreos in this compulsive moment, is it painful?
So you're saying it's not an addiction because it's not
No.
Well, here's the problem.
All right, so
when you say when you don't have
if I go Island, if I put them Oreos right there by that TV,
but what context?
If you have a level of discomfort,
I will have a level of discomfort
that you can't get to that Oreo.
I will have
you
a level
have
of
an
discomfort.
addiction.
I will have a level of discomfort.
so
because I will get to the Oreos. I'm just telling you, like, this is why I say it is a real problem that I recognize that I have. So yes, I will have a level. Like, come on,
right?
Like, what do you mean I can't?
Right,
I will have a level of discomfort.
So whatever you replace Oreo with anything else that should give you a clear sign of your addiction.
I'll tell you what. Stop organizing your life.
Man, shut up.
And see,
don't talk to me like that. I don't talk to you like that.
See what you're not about to do.
What you're not about to do is sit up on this show and talk to me in the kind of way. I'll walk off.
All right.
I ain't gonna
go a week.
I said what I said.
My name is my name. Anyway, cue the music, man. We're gonna make this a quick one, man.
But we gotta deal with it.
Before we do that, I'm about that.
No, we got to give some kind of tip, help, advice, or something.
Yeah, so I did pull up an article on Psychology Today that was talking about how you could create what they termed as positive addictions, even though they said positive addiction is a contradiction. But they were essentially saying that there were 6 criteria that must be fulfilled for a person to have a positive addiction. Obviously, if you have a negative addiction, you need to find somewhere where you can get some assistance,
right?
Because addictions don't just go away, right? Unless
they just replace with
right. So you're gonna need to. If you're addicted to, if it's alcohol, or you're addicted to some other illicit substance, or if you're addicted to organization, hey, maybe you need to call somebody. Here's a word from our sponsor that we don't have. But so anyway, it was saying that there were 6 criteria that must be fulfilled for a person to have a positive addiction to an activity. They are that it is something non-competitive that you choose to do and can devote approximately an hour a day. Okay. It is possible for you to do it easily, and it doesn't take a good deal of mental effort to do it well.
Being organized.
Oh, stop it. You can do it alone or rarely with others, but it does not depend on others to do it.
Being organized.
You believe it has some value, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, for you.
Being organized.
And you believe that if you persist at it, you will improve, but it is completely subjective. You need to be the only one who measures the improvement, and the activity must have the quality that you can do it without criticizing yourself.
Being organized.
You can do that without criticizing yourself?
Being organized.
If you accept yourself during this time, the activity will not be addictive. So,
thank you, Alan, for that definition. We do appreciate that, because being organized is not an addiction.
I'm not saying
it's a positive addiction.
Thing.
It's a positive.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it's a thing.
Because being regimented.
Hey, man, focus. You got to do what you got to do. Hey, do what's best for you, man.
The only thing that stuck out to me, he kind of stepped on my little baby toe, was the without criticism.
I figured that was going to be the one.
That we going to work on that.
It's all good.
That's a good follow-up. We'll work on that.
That's good, man.
I ain't going to criticize being organized. It's just going to be organized. Yeah, that's right. Line it up. It ain't got to be perfect to the end.
So Alan trying to educate the people, and you out here being disrespectful.
That ain't disrespectful. That's
talking about some
good.
Organized in
that's
the back.
Good. You should
with
be.
your subliminals.
I'm gonna
subliminal disses.
I'm gonna be, but he said it ain't for everybody, so I'm not imposing it on everybody. It's for me. Thank you, Alan, for that. We do appreciate it.
Sponsored by Calvin Hill.
We appreciate that.
All right, man.
I'm gonna show my
support.
I'm gonna show my support on Soul File for that lovely definition.
Yeah,
addiction. Thank you.
Addiction.
You should make a shirt that say "Addicted to Good Habits."
Ooh, I like it.
I might do that.
Do it.
Done.
Done.
Let me put it in my notes.
All right, guys. Any closing thoughts of or on addiction?
No, seriously, if you have an addiction and it's destroying your life, or it's just not positively influencing your life, get help. Seek help. Seek professional help. You're not struggling alone. There are millions of people having the same issues you're having. You're not alone in the addiction. So you can get help.
Hey, yeah, don't bring it around here, man, because I got enough addictions I got to deal with. Now I got to deal with some of your addictions, man. Get help. It helps. Believe me. Trust me. I know from personal experience. I hope you get better. And if you got positive addictions, keep doing what you do. Keep thriving.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And don't worry about people criticizing you. That's all I got.
Y'all be safe out there. We'll see y'all next week.
Organization. Yeah.